In this video, we will be reviewing the school lunch meal pattern. School lunch is comprised of 5 components: fruits, vegetables, grains, meat or meat alternates, and milk. The first component is fruit. Fruit may be offered in several different forms. It can be served fresh, frozen, canned in juice or light syrup, dried, or as 100% juice. However, only half of your fruit servings can come from juice. For a 5-day week, the minimum daily serving size for grades K through 5 and 6 through 8 is a half a cup. This increases to 1 cup for grades 9 through 12. The minimum weekly amount of fruit is 2.5 cups for grades K through 5 and 6 through 8, and 5 cups for grades 9 through 12. For a 4-day week, the daily serving size stays the same, but the weekly amount decreases. Grades K through 5 and 6 through 8 decrease to 2 cups, and grades 9 through 12 decrease to 4 cups. The second component is vegetables. The lunch meal pattern requires a daily serving of vegetables. These vegetables can be fresh, frozen, or canned. For a 5-day week, the minimum daily serving for grades K through 5 and 6 through 8 is 3/4 of a cup. For grades 9 through 12, this increases to 1 cup daily. Over the course of the week, grades K through 5 and 6 through 8 should have 3 3/4 cups vegetables, and grades 9 through 12 should have 5 cups. For a 4-day week, the weekly requirement decreases. For grades K through 5 and 6 through 8, the weekly requirement is 3 cups. For grades 9 through 12, the weekly requirement is 4 cups. The vegetable component is made up of subgroups. There is a weekly minimum serving size for each of the vegetable subgroups. The required amount for each subgroup must be met over the course of the week. Additional vegetables added to meet the overall minimum weekly total can come from any subgroup. The vegetable subgroups are dark green, red-orange, legumes, starchy, and other. The minimum weekly serving for dark green vegetables is a half a cup for grades K through 5, 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. For red-orange, grades K through 5 and 6 through 8 have a weekly minimum of 3/4 of a cup. Grades 9 through 12 have a weekly minimum of 1 1/4 cup. For both the legume and starchy subgroups, the weekly minimum is a half a cup for all grades. The final subgroup of other has a weekly minimum of a half a cup for grades K through 5 and 6 through 8, and a weekly minimum of 3/4 of a cup for grades 9 through 12. The third component of the lunch meal pattern is grains. At least 80% of the weekly grains must be whole grain. The first ingredient on the product's ingredient list should be a whole grain. For a 5-day week, the minimum daily serving for whole grains for grades K through 5 and 6 through 8 is 1 ounce equivalent. For grades 9 through 12, the daily minimum is 2 ounce equivalents. The weekly minimum for grades K through 5 and 6 through 8 is 8 ounce equivalents, and that increases to 10 ounce equivalents weekly for grades 9 through 12. The weekly minimums for whole grains decrease for 4-day weeks. For grades K through 5 and 6 through 8, the weekly minimum is 6.5 ounce equivalents. For grades 9 through 12, the minimum is 8 ounce equivalents. To find the ounce equivalents in grain products, you can use a CN label or product formulation statement provided by the manufacturer, or you can use Exhibit A to determine ounce equivalents. The fourth component of the lunch meal pattern is meat or meat alternates. The USDA encourages schools to offer a variety of protein foods such as lean or extra lean meats, seafood, poultry, low-fat cheese and yogurt, and unsalted nuts and seeds. For a 5-day week, the daily minimum serving of meat or meat alternates for grades K through 5 and 6 through 8 is 1 ounce equivalent. For grades 9 through 12, it is 2 ounce equivalents. The minimum weekly serving is 8 ounce equivalents for grades K through 5, 9 ounce equivalents for grades 6 through 8, and 10 ounce equivalents for grades 9 through 12. For a 4-day week, the weekly requirements decrease. For grades K through 5, the weekly minimum is 6.5 ounce equivalents. For grades 6 through 8, the minimum is 7 ounce equivalents, and for grades 9 through 12, the minimum is 8 ounce equivalents. To find the ounce equivalents in meat or meat alternate products, you can use the CN label or the product formulation statement provided by the manufacturer, or you can use the USDA Food Buying Guide to determine how foods contribute. The fifth and final component of the lunch meal pattern is milk. Schools must offer students at least 2 different options of fluid milk. Schools may offer fat-free unflavored or flavored milk and low-fat unflavored or flavored milk for students in grades K through 12. If schools offer flavored milk, unflavored milk must also be available at each meal service. For a 5-day week, the minimum serving size is the same for grades K through 5, 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. The minimum daily serving is 1 cup, and the weekly serving is 5 cups. The weekly minimum serving decreases with a 4-day week to 4 cups for all grade levels. The school lunch meal pattern also has limits for additional nutrients, including calories and saturated fat. The restrictions on calories and saturated fat are based on a weekly average. For grades K through 5, the weekly average of calories should be between 550 and 650. For grades 6 through 8, the weekly average should be between 600 and 700. And for grades 9 through 12, the weekly average should be between 750 and 850. Saturated fat should not make up more than 10% of total calories for all grade levels. If you have any questions, please call 208-332-6821 or visit the Child Nutrition Program's webpage on the Idaho State Department of Education's website.
Idaho Child Nutrition Programs is an equal opportunity provider.